In 2017, the small screen brought us stories overrun with death, dragons, and demo dogs. Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 TV moments of 2017.
You can't love someone back to life. You can try.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at the highlights from a stellar year of television. If you still have a slew of shows on your watch list, keep in mind that this list contains spoiler after spoiler.
On the south side of Riverdale, while a serpent Mustang taunted him. Then the unthinkable.
Number 10. MKs Death, Orphan Black.
After all those years I invested in you, all that money, which is so fantastic because you stole it from me, didn't you, Vera?
Throughout Orphan Black, Tatiana Maslany delivered an acting tour de force, portraying not just one, but several unforgettable characters. Going into the show's final scene, audiences figured at least one of the clones would bite the dust. We still weren't prepared for MK's demise, however, primarily because it was executed in such a brutal fashion.
Me! You hurt me! You hurt me! You hurt me!
Pretending to be Sarah pretending to be Rachel, MK is caught and finds herself at the mercy of Ferdinand. Despising Rachel and MK for different reasons, Ferdinand views this as two revenge fantasies for the price of one. Our jaws dropped and our hearts broke as Ferdinand stomped on MK's chest, and Kira immediately sensed that she was gone.
MK's dead.
Number 9. The Bathtub, 13 Reasons Why.
She got into the tub, still with her clothes on, slit her wrists, and bled to death.
From the beginning, we all knew 13 Reasons Why would eventually depict Hannah Baker killing herself. That didn't make it any less gut-wrenching to watch, though. Pushed over the edge, Hannah fills up the bathtub, climbs in, and slits her wrists. While watching Hannah's suicide is devastating, it's her mother's reaction that really left us chilled. Stumbling upon the scene, Mrs. Baker almost seems to be in denial of what has happened.
No, come on, honey, it's okay. Come on, baby.
Struggling to pull Hannah out of the bloody water and calling out for help, she's inevitably forced to accept the harsh reality that her daughter is dead. No matter how you felt about this controversial series, this scene undeniably packs a powerful punch.
Don't touch me, just call 911, call 911. Tell them to hurry. Tell them to hurry.
Number 8. The Bad Place, The Good Place.
Oh, man. Eleanor, you really suck. I was so close to pulling it off.
One of the most ambitious comedies of recent years, The Good Place started off with an inspired premise, and only got more intriguing with one clever twist after another. The greatest revelation of all came in the season 1 finale, as Eleanor noticed that the good place is far from heaven.
And then it hit me. They're never gonna call a train to take us to the bad place. They can't, because we're already here.
That's because she's really in the bad place, and Michael has designed the neighborhood to make her, as well as 3 others, miserable. This development not only works on a comedic level, but on a storytelling one as well. With brilliant build-up and a pitch-perfect payoff, it's a twist worthy of Rod Serling. Actually, this exact same thing happened in The Twilight Zone.
Whatever gave you the idea you were in heaven, Mr. Valentine? This is the other place.
Number 7. Michael Dies, Jane the Virgin.
You're the mole. You've been leading us to Mutter this whole time. Why? Who are you working for?
For almost 3 seasons, Jane was stuck in the middle of a love triangle, torn between her boyfriend Michael and the father of her unplanned child, Raphael. While Jane ultimately tied the knot with Michael, they don't live happily ever after. As much as he loves Jane, Michael's heart isn't strong enough, and he collapses shortly after completing a test. In a blunt edit, we then cut to a traumatized Jane on the phone as she learns of her husband's sudden demise.
And friends, it should be noted that Jane would play this moment over and over until it became a memory.
What made this twist especially shocking is that Michael had already overcome so much. Just when it looked like Michael's gunshot wound was in the past, death crept back up on him. Number 6. Rebecca's suicide attempt. Crazy ex-girlfriend.
Your life is broken and boring.
Your boyfriend does not want a baby with you.
If I'm crazy, you made me crazier.
Behind its quirky exterior, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend has a surprisingly dark undertone. Season 3 went to some truly grim places, as Rebecca alienated everyone she loves and hit rock bottom like never before.
Excuse me, miss? Are you okay?
I don't know.
On a plane, with her final destination up in the air, Rebecca decides to mix her alcoholic drink with a bottle of pills. It's always been clear that Rebecca isn't the most emotionally stable person, but we never expected her to take such an unsettling turn. Her suicide attempt is perhaps the most honest moment in the series, as well as the hardest to watch. Fortunately, the spotlight isn't out for Rebecca, as the prospect of hope encourages her to ask for help.
Hi. Everything okay?
I need help.
Number 5. Oflgen Strikes Back. The Handmaid's Tale.
What's she doing?
Driving.
Alexis Bledel won a Primetime Emmy for her portrayal of Oflgen, originally known as Emily and later called of Stephen. The horrors this handmaid endures could not be more disturbing, as she's condemned for being a homosexual, watches her partner die, and undergoes female genital mutilation. No matter how hard her oppressors try to break her though, she only emerges stronger than ever. In an act of rebellion, she takes a car for a spin and runs over a guard, with fatal results. As gruesome as the scene is, it's also incredibly empowering to see a handmaid briefly reclaim control in this totalitarian society. Of Stephen is taken away, but her actions inspire Offred to never give up. Number 4. Who Shot Fred? Riverdale.
You did a bad thing, Daddy. And now everyone knows.
Riverdale was perhaps the small screen's most unlikely success in 2017, taking a rather campy comic book series and adapting it into an addictive teen drama. The mystery of Jason Blossom's death kept us hooked throughout Season 1, and the reveal of his murderer didn't disappoint. Right after that revelation, however, we were left with an even greater mystery to solve.
Imagine this instant, frozen in time.
At Pop's diner, a masked gunman storms in and shoots Fred, leaving him to bleed out in Archie's arms. It was an unexpected cliffhanger to leave us on, getting the audience even more pumped for Season 2.
Marked by an act of violence. It was anything but random.
Number 3. 11 Returns. Stranger Things. After the divisive Chapter 7 of Stranger Things 2, the audience wanted nothing more than for 11 to get back to Hawkins where her loved ones awaited. The following episode couldn't have given us a more epic, heartwarming, and applause-worthy reunion. With something sinister surrounding the Byers residence, our heroes arm themselves with guns, bats, and slingshots.
What are they doing?
Luckily, it turns out that an old friend's got this covered. While we don't actually see the confrontation, watching the monster fly through a window and 11 open the front door is really all that's needed. The reactions on everyone's faces, particularly Mike's, only adds to this long-awaited moment. Number 2. How to Train Your Dragon. Game of Thrones. In a notably strong year for the women of Game of Thrones, Sansa and Arya gave Littlefinger his just desserts, while Daenerys showed the Lannisters that she's a force to be reckoned with. Although the dragons have done some pretty badass things over the years, they've seen very little action. So when Daenerys led a Dothraki army into battle while flying on Drogon, we couldn't help but let out an overdue cheer. Everything about this action sequence, from the direction to the visuals to the music, is nothing short of mind-blowing. It even genuinely keeps us on our toes, as Drogon is hit with an arrow, and Jaime is nearly burnt to a crisp. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
You want to see the body?
I wasn't gonna say that I loved you again. I was gonna say that I never stopped loving you, and I don't think I ever will.
Just breathe. Come on now, breathe with me. There you go.
Number 1. Somebody's Dead. Big Little Lies. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned whodunit, and Big Little Lies was the most captivating mystery of 2017. For 7 episodes, this series kept us wondering who died and how it happened. The finale delivered in a big way, revealing that Perry fell down a flight of stairs after attacking his wife in front of her friends. In an unanticipated turn, it's Bonnie who ends up pushing him. This twist is satisfying for a variety of reasons. For starters, Perry was an abusive SOB that got what he had coming to him. Watching the ladies come together to pass off his death as an accident is an especially fitting way to close matters out.
And you can't always get what you want.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Ms. Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.